Today I will be doing a video on this Motorola Pager. So this is 1990s technology. Actually, it was also available in the 1980s as well. Back in the 1980s, a lot of doctors used pagers in hospitals, you know. So pagers were basically, it was able to transmit, you were able to receive messages on this, but you weren't able to like transmit back. So it's a one-way receiver basically. So it's if somebody calls your pager, you know, pager number, their number would show up here, and you would get some kind of you'd hear a beep or something. That's a vibrator one. So if you don't want any sound, you could use a vibrator, silent. Or if you want audio, forgot how to use this such a long time ago. There's a little light also when you press that. So basically, a little background on this. Back in the day when cell phones weren't very affordable, we did have cell phones in the 1980s. They were the size of it was the size of a backpack, you know, and you had a headset. So you would carry this large thing, which was the size of a suitcase, which had a headset in it, and that would be like a cell phone, early cell phone. And those things were very expensive. They cost thousands of dollars, and the service of using it, the cell phone service itself, was very expensive. It was I think it was like several dollars a minute. That's how much it cost to use it. You had to be a very rich man to be able to use that. This is how it sounds like when somebody pages you, and their number would show up there where you saw those blanks. Obviously nobody called me, so it didn't show. That's what you would hear. Number will show up there. So this feature allows you to have your pager be in use. Let me go back to it. From 9 to 6, you could also change it to whatever you want. I'm gonna go back. So let's see. What I do. So I could have this pager active from, let's say, 8 o'clock. Do that again. It's 8 o'clock to... Let's make it 10 p.m. So this pager will be active from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now it's set. And I could set the time on it as well. The alarm. Let's say I want to set the alarm to 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. Or PM, let's make it PM, 5 p.m. And now it's set. Sorry, that's the time. I'm gonna set the correct time. I'm sorry about that. Set the time. So I'm gonna set the time. The time right now is 11:27. AM. AM, just like that. And now the time's set. So the time is 11:27 a.m. and the alarm is, and it's active with the sound on. So this piece of technology enabled you to receive calls. So you would know who called and you can call them back. And this was before we had cell phones, smartphones and cell phones, you know. So yeah, it made life a lot easier. It was better than not being able to answer calls, you know, in a day when we didn't have affordable cell phones. So this piece of technology was very important in the mid 1990s. I had this in, let's see, I think I got this in 1996, and I got rid of it after I got my first cell phone. I think it was a Nokia cell phone. It's a lot bigger than this. This is a modern smartphone. So compared to this, it was a lot bulkier, like a Nokia phone. And it had like an antenna on the top. It was pretty bulky. And that's what we used after we departed from using these things. And I don't know if they have pager services now. I don't know exactly if they do or not. I don't see the reason why they would be having pager services when we have smartphones. We could just receive messages via text on a smartphone instead of having it sent to something like this. And yeah, you see this thing? It says reward if found. This number right here is where people would answer, where people would get calls and routed to this thing. So that's how it worked. So I guess the technology for this is probably the same, almost the same as smartphones or cell phones, because you're able to receive data in something like this, and but you're not able to transmit data. And on a smartphone or a cell phone, you can transmit data, right? You can receive. You could receive something, like you could receive data, and you could also send it back. That was the only difference with this. So this was also handy to have, because we would often use this to as kind of like a watch or something. If we didn't wear wristwatches, I usually don't wear wristwatches, so I would carry this thing, and just like that. And there's like a clip right here. I put it on my belt, and that's how I would carry it around. And if somebody called me, then I would hear a noise, or if I put it on silent, you heard that vibrating sound, and I would call people back. And doctors used it a lot because when they're on call, they have to receive calls from patients, and they have to call them back. So, but for me, I'm not a doctor, so I didn't have to do that. If my parents called me, or some of my friends, I would call them back with this pager. That's how it was used, and it was very, very popular back in the 1990s. Okay, thanks for watching.